everyone, and welcome to New City Library's National Poetry Month celebration. I'm adult reference librarian Karen Ostertag, and I curate the library's paper poetry collections. For the month of April, I'll be reading a poem a day from titles in our digital collections. If you like what you hear, you can check out the title, or check back tomorrow for more. Today's poem is an excerpt from IRL by Pico. I'm scared of watching movies under a down comforter in the summertime with the undercurrent of AC being squeezed every now and again so good by Muse who breathes deep but barely knows me. Don't fall in love, don't fall in love, don't fall in love with Muse, duh! Muse is embodiment of abstract concept, art, dance, astronomy, drama, heroic poetry, security, good God, edible underwear, pepperoni pizza, Jim Beam. You touch his shoulder and he scoops. Stab! You can't hold Muse because you're the side piece. Art is Muse's main squeeze. It's hard enough just not being muserable. I had a vision of love. You can't own Muse. Muse pwns you. Surrender implicit in your relationship. When Muse is done, Muse leaves. You are in a shawl by the fireplace, rocking alone again. It's important to be alone again. Just what is so scary about the cave? I can hear my heart beating in there, and I don't like it. In an effort to connect, fingers will click open more and more tabs. People say there are 3 muses, or 9 sometimes, 6 or 8, but we're friends now. I'm gonna crack open the mythology for you. Really, there are 4 states of muse: solitude, intimacy, anonymity, reserve. Solitude carries a deck of cards. Intimacy brought lube. Anonymity is here, I think. Reserve gives gift certificates, obviously. The influence of Muse is not unlike being under the influence the way a poem is spontaneously drunk on Robert Graves. The implications of Muse pop fizz in all directions: photography, printing press, telephone, flash fry, cave, etc. The temple of Muse is all around you. Don't patronize me. Tradition is a cage. Conflict constant. The argument to post will take more on and more alluring forms. Muse must be chaste. Vigilance is all that stands between us and a police state. Tell me, as I switch between lenses, which is clearer, A or B? One more time? Okay, A or B? I can't ever see where I stand in the lineage of art, but I find being alone maxes out my HP, really makes me kinder. Gap between talking to mom versus talking to mom. Muse used to mean purpose in being alone. Muse is romanticized by the idea of possession, and Lord knows I can't live unoccupied. Information technology tastes more and more like pink marshmallow peeps, and all my relatives are diabetic. The metaphors age well, are rent stabilized, take on new shapes. There's a great flood in the world of my head. The waves, now in my humble opinion, Muse grants you the right not to festoon your alone onto the feed. Whatevs, discretion is alienating, intimacy takes too damn long, and third thing, I love a good boast, like I love a good gossip. I am so good at being alone. All I need is my phone. Subway, elevator, drifting off in a convo. No one really seems to notice, occupied by their own gleaming pot of longing. I am the captain of my possessed by the spirit of Instagram. I am omnipotent on Twitter, on Blurb, on Vine. Soapboxes on the street corner of my mind. Clear, boosted, boundless. Something come stop the shaking. A sun to fly towards. I mean something to do. Mimicry of purpose. The injury of hunger is death. The word of the day is glows. To explain away. Glowing, gauze, glozes the, etc. Weather.com says stay inside forever or drop dead. We've ads for you to click. You and me, it's going to take so long for us to know each other. 10 years. Today's selection was from IRL by Pico, and it's available on Hoopla as an audiobook. Tommy Teebs Pico was a Queer Art Mentors inaugural fellow, a Lambda Literary Fellow, and a winner of the 2018 Whiting Award. Pico grew up on the Viejas Indian Reservation of the Kumeyaay Nation, east of San Diego in the California desert. He now lives in Brooklyn. IRL, or In Real Life, is his first book, and the first of his semi-autobiographical Teebs tetralogy. The epic, book-length poem, told in the shorthand of social media, features Pico's alter ego Teebs and his somewhat allegorical boyfriend Muse as Teebs searches for identity, purpose, connection, and the next good time in the streets and rooftops of New York. Pico says he uses his poetry to square two identities that don't fit together well, being a poor, queer kid from the res, and being a pleasure-seeking, tech-addicted New Yorker who would rather chase the boys he meets on social media than think about the centuries of pain passed from one generation to another among his people. Poetry is also a way to make others understand just how hard that squaring is, to feel the disjointedness of his life. Teebs is part of that, the louder, brasher persona Pico puts on to escape himself, to gain the courage to write and to speak on stage, and to succeed as a poet. That's all for today. Don't forget, you can check New City Library's YouTube channel for lots of other great material from our staff. Take care, keep calm, and read on.